Since Hillary Clinton is not here to explain to you what illegal actions were taken by the United States in kidnapping my son, let me be the one to enlighten you a little bit. Because Hillary Clinton is not ever going to talk about what crimes she's committed and her people at the Department of State have committed. The United States had no law that allowed them to go after and harass me and my son when we were in a different country. There wasn't any kind of a case pending. There was no crime committed by me. There was no warrant. The United States contacted and alerted Canada about me before Canada even did anything. And what was the legal basis for that? There was no legal basis. They lied and said that I was paranoid schizophrenic. They suggested that there was a parental kidnapping, and there wasn't. If there had been a parental kidnapping, they could have used one of the laws. They actually could have taken advantage of a law that was available at that time that allowed the United States to request another country to get involved because of a parental kidnapping. So there was a law that was available for that. It was the only law that was available for basically interfering into a U.S. citizen's life if they left the country. There was no agreement, inter-country agreement. Some countries have agreements about parents and kids and can enforce going after, a parent for some reason on a child matter on behalf of another country. And the United States didn't have anything like that at the time. There were several countries that had signed specific treaties that allowed for international investigations, basically. And the U.S. was not party to any treaty that would have allowed them to cross the line into harassing and trying to adjudicate something after my son and I had already left the United States. And that was why they colluded with Canada to have me falsely arrested. They didn't have any legal grounds or basis for having me returned, and they already knew that I was asking for political asylum. Because when I showed up in Canada the first time in that immigration office, and I told them I was asking for political asylum, that man, the Canadian man, got on the phone with the United States. And he got on the phone with the United States Department of State, FBI, and other state and local officials. Political asylum is not something that you call the Chelan County Police about. It's something that involves the Department of State. And the FBI. So when I'm showing up with my child asking for political asylum, the United States knew exactly what I was trying to get political asylum for. And at that point, they colluded with Canada to try to obstruct justice. So who exactly was perverting the course of justice? It looks to me like the RCMPs and Canadian officials and the United States officials were perverting the course of justice. They were interfering with a right that my son and I had to ask for political asylum and be granted a hearing. And instead of doing that, they colluded with the United States and tried to twist it into a matter of quote-unquote insufficient funds. When that's not what it was about. You can't take a political asylum request, I'm leaving the country because of torture and horrible things, and then try to say that you don't have enough money. basically tried to make it into an idea of, we were just visiting and I didn't have enough money, so I had to leave. That's after he's figuring out with the United States how to conceal and cover up this horrible embarrassment of a United States citizen, a nice-looking woman and her child, fleeing the country because of torture. Because the U.S. is supposed to be this great country where everybody's free and everyone's civil rights are honored and respected. And they already knew ahead of time. They knew exactly how they were going to corner me over there. They knew what I would try to ask for, and they knew how they would twist it. They probably already knew ahead of time that they had people they could go to make something up about me, to create this false arrest. So once they accomplished that, they knew what they had done was illegal. It was in violation of the Hague Treaty, Hague. And as I say, there are many countries that have intergovernmental, like international laws that allow for kind of an exchange of agreements about child custody matters. And the United States didn't have one, and they didn't have one with Canada. And what I find very interesting is that after I broke up with Alvaro Pardo, who was part of the Department of State, Hillary Clinton decides to get this law into place on my birthday, October 22nd. She signed this little deal on my birthday. And it was basically a new law that the United States signed into effect that then gave them the right to go after parents or that had left the country. They still didn't have a right. Even if they had a signed agreement, they had no legal basis for going after me and my son. It was harassment. They had no basis for interfering with a political asylum claim. That's illegal corruption. But I think it's very interesting that she decided to sign this into effect on my birthday. Because they knew that they had no recourse, they had no basis for doing any of the things they did, and yet they wanted to make sure that it was on a date that when I found out about it, because I was doing research, they knew that it would get to me. And they probably didn't like the fact that I didn't marry their little dummy. I mean, what was that? Big governmental cover-up. Hey, go ahead and marry Alvaro Pardo. And they won't torture me. Basically, they wanted Alvaro Pardo to be some kind of a chaperone and informant on my whereabouts and what I was talking about and what I was doing. And then, hey, maybe I could end up in Colombia where somebody could track me down and kidnap me or shoot me. That's a great idea. That's what this country has done. And I think that because some people will want the specific laws that I'm referring to and the dates that they were signed and the dates of the treaties and the legal information about it, I believe that I will look that up again because it's been a while since I have, and I will give that information in a different video clip where you can look those laws up then yourself. I mean, I've blogged about it, and I've blogged all of the links and information so that it's very clear to follow. But in case someone just prefers to watch a video clip of me, and it's easier to get the information that way, then that would be fine. And that's something I might do. After the United States, after I was in Blaine, then I was at this place where I thought I was going to be staying at a hostel. And I didn't think there was anything strange about staying there, except for one time when I asked the woman who I ended up staying with, I asked if she might be a witness for me. And she said, "You really might regret doing that." That's after I had stayed there for about a month. And I remember she was telling me to eat certain things. And people were wanting to know if I was going to a doctor or not. And then when she said that I really might regret bringing her into the situation or asking her to be a witness for me or testify about my character and everything, I then wondered why in the world she had me staying with her all that time. At all then. I mean, why would she say that I really might not want her to be a character witness or to testify about my character? She knew that I wasn't nuts. I was staying there with her and her son and her son's friend. They all knew that there wasn't anything wrong with me. But she started acting kind of weird. And when she said that, I just thought, I wasn't sure about that. At that time, I was thankful to have a place to stay while I tried to look for work, which is what I did. I got a job working at a hotel that was nearby. And that job, it basically, any job that I had, if someone didn't really know who I was, things went really well until somebody else who didn't like me or that was really trying to be a problem found out about it, and basically somebody with a lot of money put in their rat to try to just stir up trouble for me. And basically these individuals who have so much to lose, who have so much money to lose, and could be in jail for 20 years apiece or life, those people have money for paying those who don't have a lot of money to go in and get close to me or be part of my workplace and just try to mess things up for me. I mean, all it takes is one person to, say a bunch of bad things about me to a supervisor, suggest I've done something wrong, try to harass me in some way, start rumors, and just try to create a bad impression, try to incite hatred in some way, whatever way they think will work the best for whoever's around them. It doesn't, for these people who collectively had so much money and so much power and so much to lose, it was nothing for them to pay off a lot of people to just get close to her and do us a favor. I mean, some of the people who did favors for others were politicians and had positions of authority already. But there were other people they used to just cause problems on a small scale. For example, if I was working at the hotel, all of a sudden somebody new wants to work at the hotel. So then maybe one out of a couple of the new employees, or maybe both of them, maybe they both know each other but they pretend they don't, but they're connected to the same people that are supporting what they're going to do. So you get one woman who says she's from Seattle. You get another housekeeper, let's say, who says she's from Texas and just moved to the area. They both know your enemy, but no one would ever think that they know each other. They